Very good morning, dear students. Hoping that all are fine with your healthy surroundings. Let me begin today's class. Friends, before I start today's class, one special note for you. I think this note is not applicable for all of you. It is applicable for few students. That is, friends, before you watching any video classes, please don't watch by sleeping. Sit straightly and watch. Another point, please try to carry one notebook and one pen with you. And at least try to write whatever the points we are writing on the board. Okay? Thank you. Okay friends, before I start the today's concept, let me recall the previous class. Friends, in my previous class, we come across regarding introduction to the biomolecules. Examples of biomolecules and followed by applications of biomolecules, and later we come across regarding carbohydrates and its classification. In classification of carbohydrates, we come across three classes. One is monosaccharide, oligosaccharides and polysaccharides. So friends, in today's concept, let us look at a classification of monosaccharides followed by classification of carbohydrates based on the taste, and next classification of sugars, and later relative sweetness of the sugar. So friends, now let me start with classification of monosaccharides. Classification of monosaccharides. In the last class we come across what are monosaccharides. Monosaccharides are the simplest form of carbohydrates which cannot be further hydrolyzed. So what is the general formula? That is CnH2ON. Now further monosaccharides are classified further. That is, first one, based on functional group. Based on functional group present in it. Another one, based on number of carbon atoms. Number of carbon atoms present in it. So dear students, first one, based on functional group. If a mono, it is classified into two types. One is aldoses and another one is ketoses. Then what is aldoses? Friends, aldoses are the monosaccharides which contain aldehyde group in it. Aldoses are the monosaccharides which contain a aldehyde functional group in it. Then ketoses are the monosaccharides or the carbohydrates which contains ketone functional group in it. Then example for aldoses, glucose, galactose and mannose, etc. Then example for ketoses which contain ketone functional group in it. Example, fructose and sorbose, etc. Next, based on number of carbon atoms present in it. Again the monosaccharides are classified into trioses, tetroses, pentoses, hexoses, heptoses etc. Okay, dear students, what is the meaning of trioses? A carbohydrate or a monosaccharide which contain 3 carbon atoms. A carbohydrate which contains 3 carbon atoms in it is called trioses, which contain 3 carbon atoms. If it contains 4 carbon atom, tetroses. If it contains 5 carbon atom, pentoses. Similarly, 6 carbon, 7 carbon. Then example for trioses. Example for trioses, glyceraldehyde. Glyceraldehyde. Then example for tetroses, erythrose. Erythrose. Then example for pentoses, ribose. Ribose. Then example for hexoses, we can consider glucose, fructose, galactose. Example for heptoses, sedaptulose. 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 Friends, this is regarding the classification of monosaccharides. Next, let me go with the structure of glyceraldehyde, erythrose, ribose, glucose and sedaptulose now. Friends, trioses means 3 carbon atom. A monosaccharide which contains 3 carbon atom. What is the formula of trioses? Just we can use this general formula to write the formula. That is, what is the general formula of monosaccharides? CnH2ON. Look at here, 3 carbon. Means consider N value as 3. If I consider N value as 3, it becomes C3. Then 3 2s are 6. Then 3 into O, O3. If I consider N value as 3, C3, 3 2s are 6, then 3 into O, O3. Similarly, tetroses means N value consider 4. It becomes C4, means here 4, it is also 4. C4, 4 2s are 8, H8. 4 into O, O4. Similarly, for pentoses, hexoses and heptoses. So now, let me go with the structure of trioses. That is glyceraldehyde. Structure of glyceraldehyde, trioses. Glyceraldehyde means it contains aldehyde group. So first carbon, it contains aldehyde. Then second carbon and third carbon. Third carbon. Friends, as we know, the valency of carbon is 4. So carbon valency 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Similarly, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3 and 4. Next, just write H and OH. Here, H, OH. So this is the structure of what? Glyceraldehyde. Glyceraldehyde. Similarly, tetroses. Tetroses, example, erythrose. Erythrose. Structure, same structure. Same structure, you increase 1 carbon atom. This is carbon 1, carbon 2, carbon 3. Okay? You write here 4 carbon atom. 1, 2, 3, 4. First one as it is, you show aldehyde group. The remaining as usual, H, OH. H, OH. Instead of writing H, OH, even shortly you can write as CH2OH. Instead of writing like this, H, OH, you can write as CH2OH. Okay? This is the first carbon, second carbon, third carbon, fourth carbon. So it contains 4 carbon atoms, hence it is called tetroses. Similarly, pentoses, that is ribose. ribose, ribose, that is pentoses. See, even we can write like this also. 1, 2, 3, 3 carbons are there, but actually I want 5 carbons. So put the bracket here and write 2. First carbon, here 2 carbons are there. 2 carbon plus 1, 3, plus 1, 4. Means I want pentoses, means 5. Means you write 3 here. Then look at, for 1 carbon 1 plus 3 plus 3, 4 plus 1, 5. So this is ribose, pentoses. Pentoses. Then similarly, hexoses. Hexoses. C double bond O H. I want to show the configuration structure here. That's what I am writing, all the carbon atoms. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. CS2OH. Second carbon HOH in glucose. Third carbon OH should be at the left, H should be at the right side. Then again HOH, HOH. So carbon number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Next, heptoses. Example, sedaptulose. This is hexoses, example, glucose. So let me write the structure now. Sedaptulose. That is heptoses. Example, sedaptulose. Friends, it is a ketone containing carbohydrate. So first carbon CH2OH, second carbon contains ketone group. Then third carbon, fourth, fifth, sixth and seventh. So better let me write. The space is not available for me here. Let me write here. First carbon CH2OH. Second carbon, it contains ketone group. Then third carbon, fourth, fifth, sixth and seventh carbon. From third carbon onwards as it is OH, H, HOH, HOH. Last one just like this CH2OH. So hence I can write as CH2OH. So this is the structure of what? Sedaptulose. That is heptoses. So friends, in the before I mentioned, monosaccharide is classified based on the functional group, that is aldoses and ketoses. Look at here. This is an example for ketoses. The sedaptulose is an example for what? Ketoses. Because it contains ketone functional group. It contains ketone functional group, that is C double bond O. This becomes R group and entire this becomes R group. So that's why it is a ketoses. Ketosis. Whereas if I take a glyceraldehyde, glyceraldehyde is an example for aldoses. Is example for aldoses because it contains aldehyde group. It contains aldehyde group, that is CH double bond O and R. It contains aldehyde group. It contains aldehyde group. That's why it is aldoses. It is a ketosis. Similarly, look at the glucose here. It contains aldehyde. Aldehyde with how many carbon atoms? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Hence, glucose is also called aldohexose. Aldohexose because it contains aldehyde group and 6 carbon atom. Hence it is called aldohexose. Then what is adaptulose? It is the ketoheptose. It is ketoheptose because it contains ketone group and 7 carbon atoms. It contains ketone and 7 carbon atoms, hence it is called ketoheptose. It contains 6 carbon atom involving aldehyde group. It is called aldohexose. Okay, dear students, while classifying the monosaccharides based on number of carbon atoms, we begin with trioses. Correct? Means 3 carbon atom. Next 4 carbon atom. Tetroses, pentoses, hexoses, septoses, so on. But why not dioses? Why not dioses? Why we not consider 2 carbon atom? 2 carbon atom sugar. Why we not consider 2 carbon atom monosaccharide? Because, for example, if I consider 2 carbon atom monosaccharide, what happens? Look at here. Carbon 1, think it is a aldehyde. Carbon 2 should be CH2OH. Correct? It will be the structure of what dioses. See, according to the definition of carbohydrates, carbohydrates are the polyhydroxyaldehydes. Polyhydroxy means minimum more than one hydroxy group, OH group. Look at the glycerol here. It contains at least 2 OH group. One reason. But here it contains only 1 OH group. Look at another example, glucose. Many number of OH groups are there. Polyhydroxy. One reason. Another reason, carbohydrates are the optically active compounds. Carbohydrates are optically active compounds. To become an optically active compound, it should contain an asymmetric carbon atom. A carbohydrate should contain an asymmetric carbon atom. Look at here, in case of glyceraldehyde, this is a symmetric carbon. A carbon with, similar valence. Symmetric carbon. Whereas this carbon, look at the second carbon. This group is different. This group is different. This is different, and the entire this one is different. Means a carbon with 4 different substituents. This is different. Let me consider as X. This is different. Let me consider as Y. This is entire different. Let me consider as Z. This is again different. Let me consider as R. So means entire is different, and this is an asymmetric carbon. It is the asymmetric carbon. Similarly, look at here, how many asymmetric carbons are there in glyceraldehyde? At least 1 asymmetric carbon is there. But here, symmetric carbon. Here, 2 substituents are same. It is symmetric. Okay? But in case of dioses, is it contain asymmetric carbon? There is no asymmetric carbon. 2 carbons are there. Both are symmetric only. It is also a symmetric carbon. It is also a symmetric carbon. Hence, it is not a optically active compound. Hence, it is not coming under carbohydrates. Fine. Yes, students. Next broad classification of carbohydrates, that is based on taste. Second broad classification of carbohydrates based on taste. That is based on taste, carbohydrates are classified into 2 types. Carbohydrates are classified into 2 types. One is sugars, another one non-sugars. Non-sugars. Sugars. What are sugars? Sugars are the carbohydrates which are sweet to taste, which are sweet to taste or sweet in taste, which are sweet in taste. Next, these sugars are crystalline in nature. Crystalline in nature. Crystalline in nature. And next, these sugars, when they are crystalline, they are soluble in water. They are soluble in water. So hence we can define what are sugars means. Sugars are the carbohydrates which are sweet in taste, which are crystalline in nature, and they are soluble in water, are called sugars. Then what are non-sugars? Opposite to that, carbohydrates, otherwise the carbohydrates which are not sweet to taste, not sweet to taste, otherwise tasteless, which are amorphous in nature, amorphous in nature, amorphous in nature, and when they are amorphous, they are insoluble in water. They are insoluble in water. So what are non-sugars? The carbohydrates which are not sweet in nature, otherwise tasteless, and which are amorphous in nature, and they are insoluble in water, are called non-sugars. Then example for sugars. Example for sugars, all monosaccharides. All monosaccharides and disaccharides or oligosaccharides. All monosaccharides and oligosaccharides. Then example for non-sugar, polysaccharides. Polysaccharides. If I write the particular example, you can write that is from monosaccharide, glucose, fructose, galactose. From oligosaccharide you can take maltose, sucrose, raffinose, etc. In polysaccharides, starch, cellulose, glycogen, etc. Okay, students, next, classification of sugar. Next concept, classification of sugars. Just now we come across what are sugars? Sugars are the carbohydrates which are sweet in taste, crystalline, and they are soluble in water. Now further, sugars are classified into two types. Further, sugars are classified into two types based on action. Based on action of sugars on tolerance reagent, based on action of sugars on tolerance reagent or Fehling solution, Fehling's solution or Benedict's reagent. Benedict's reagent. Benedict's reagent. See, when we treat the sugar with tolerance reagent or Fehling solution or Benedict's reagent, based on that reaction is classified into two types. One is reducing sugar. Reducing sugars. Another one, non-reducing sugars. Another one, non-reducing sugars. Non-reducing sugars. Non-reducing sugars. Reducing sugars and non-reducing sugars. Then what are reducing sugars? The sugars which reduces tolerance reagent. Tollens reagent, Fellings solution and Benedict's reagent. And Benedict's reagent are called reducing sugars. Whereas non-reducing sugars, the sugar which does not reduces or which do not reduce, the sugars which do not reduce, Tollens reagent, Fellings solution and Benedict's reagent are called non-reducing sugars. Friends, especially when you treat the reducing sugar with the Tollens reagent, the Tollens reagent is reduced to a black precipitate of silver. Tollens reagent is reduced to a black precipitate of silver, whereas Fellings solution and Benedict's reagents, both, they are reduced to a red precipitate of cuprous oxide. Red precipitate of cuprous oxide. A red precipitate of cuprous oxide, Cu2O. Red precipitate of cuprous oxide. So we can define what are reducing sugars. The sugars which reduces a Tollens reagent into black precipitate of silver, or Fellings solution and Benedict's reagent into a red precipitate of cuprous oxide are called reducing sugars. Whereas non-reducing sugar, they will not reduce. They do not reduce Tollens reagent or Fellings solution or Benedict's reagents. They are called non-reducing sugars. Example for reducing sugar. All monosaccharides. And disaccharides like, not all disaccharides. Disaccharides like maltose, lactose, etc. Then example for non-reducing sugars. The sugar which reduces Tollens reagent, Fellings solution and Benedict's reagent, that is sucrose. Sucrose will not reduce Tollens reagent or any other reagents. Sucrose, and another example, micose. Both are disaccharides only. Now the question, why these sugars reduces Tollens reagent and all those things? And why not a sucrose does not reduce Tollens reagent? Because non-reducing sugars does not contain free aldehyde or ketonic group. Non-reducing sugar that does not contain free aldehyde or ketonic group, hence they does not exist as in alpha and beta form. Hence these molecules does not exist in alpha and beta form. There is no alpha sucrose, beta sucrose like that. But here these molecules, they contain a free aldehyde group. They contain a hydroxy group on the anomeric carbon atom. Hence it exists as alpha and beta form. That is alpha maltose, beta maltose, alpha lactose, beta lactose, alpha glucose, beta glucose, like that. That's all. Yes, students, just you can go through this flow chart of classification of carbohydrates in order to remember easily. That is, carbohydrates are broadly classified into two major types. First broad classification is based on the hydrolysis or presence of number of simple units in a molecule of a carbohydrate into monosaccharides, oligosaccharides and polysaccharides. And here second broad classification based on taste. It is classified into two types, sugar, non-sugar. And further, sugar is classified into reducing sugar and non-reducing sugar. It is based on action with reagents like Tollens reagent, Fehling solution, Wendy's reagent. And here further monosaccharides are again classified into two classifications again. One is based on functional group, aldoses, ketoses. Another based on the number of carbon atoms as trioses, tetroses, pentoses, etc. Then oligosaccharides are again classified as disaccharides, trisaccharides and tetrasaccharides. Students, if it is possible, better write the examples here itself. If you write the example here itself, it will be easy to remember the examples also. Yes, students, next concept, relative sweetness of the carbohydrates. Means when you compare the sweetness of the carbohydrates, which is having more sweet, which is less sweet, let us compare. Let me consider the dietary examples here. For example, if I consider monosaccharides, that is glucose, fructose, galactose. So these are the monosaccharides. So let me consider disaccharides. Sucrose, maltose and lactose. Okay. If I ask you to find out which is more sweet in nature, among the following sugars, which is more sweet in nature? Otherwise, let me write the source of these molecules. Glucose, the major source, of course, glucose is present in all the plants, but the major source, let me write, it is more in grapes. Hence, glucose is called grape sugar. Grape sugar. It is present in grapes. You can imagine the grapes here. Next, fructose. Fructose present in all the fruits. All the fruits and even in honey also. So let me consider here honey. For convenience, let me consider fructose present in honey and even in fruits also. In all the fruits also. Let me consider honey. Then what about the galactose? Friends, galactose, it is present in all the dairy products. The dairy products contain galactose and also the fruit avocado. So let me write dairy products. Or are the fruit and avocado. Sucrose. Sucrose, you are familiar, what we use, the cane sugar. That is, sucrose is extracted from sugar cane. Or the sugar which is extracted, that is cane sugar. Then maltose. It is also called malt sugar, which is rich in germinating grains. Germinating grains are cereals. Germinating cereals are grains like wheat, okay, or barley, etc. Lactose is present in milk. So now you tell me the sweetness of the sugars. Which is more sweet? Is it a milk or a wheat or barley or germinating cereals, or sugar cane, or honey, or grapes. So now, which is more sweetest sugar among the following means? First one is fructose, honey. You might be felt the taste of the honey, which is sweetest when compared with what? Other, that is grapes or dairy products or etc. Okay, so first relative sweetness, first fructose, which is more sweeter, greater than next to the honey, which is more sweetest. Of course, exactly that is sucrose, cane sugar, what we eat, that is sucrose. The next to sucrose, of course, that is grapes, that is glucose. Next to the glucose, it might be confusion now, isn't it? Okay, so next to the glucose, both are having almost the same sweetness, that is galactose and maltose. Both the sweetness is same when compared with what? Sucrose. If I compare, sucrose is having a sweetness of 100, then galactose and maltose will be having a sweetness of 32. Means, let me write both. Galactose, whose sweetness is equal to maltose. Both are same. The sweetness of galactose and maltose both are same. Next, last one, that is milk sugar, that is lactose. Yes friends, this is what about the relative sweetness of the sugar. When you compare the relative sweetness of the sugar, fructose stands first. The sweetest sugar is fructose. Yes students, this is what the concept of today's class, and the remaining concept let me explain in my next video. Thank you.